Welcome to
Everyday Macaroni.
I'm Joy Alfred Brand.
And I'm Juliet Connell, and we're the hosts of Everyday Macaroni, the podcast.
This podcast is a look at the lighter side of life, where we talk about our adventures as a modern blended family.
So sit back, relax,
And prepare to have your funny bone tickled. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Valentine's Day 2021 episode. This episode is affectionately entitled 50 Shades of Family. And as you can guess, we talk about all things romance related and how they can go awry when you stir family into the mix. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to give it a like and a share and a download, and yeah, just spread the word. Okay, let's go ahead and dive on in, shall we? Come on in, the water's fine. For this Valentine's Day special, I thought it would be a good idea to tell the story of 50 Shades of Grey and your parents and how that came about. Do you remember?
I do.
You were actually there when it first happened.
Was I?
Yeah, we were there for Monday night family dinner.
I think I might have blacked that whole thing out. I don't know. Because I don't remember it. I think I remember the first time hearing about it from you.
Well, we were all over there for Monday night family dinner, and the girls were there too. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Ken was there. And we were all in the living room.
Are you sure?
Yes!
Because I know Ken would have...
Believe me, there's no possible way I could not be sure about this.
Okay.
Because it was such... it was such a moment. It was such a...
You know what? It might have been, because then didn't you pull my mom aside?
Well, no. Okay. So, what happened was...
The story begins.
Right. It was a dark and stormy night.
Mm-hmm.
We were all over there, and it might not have been a Monday night family dinner. We might have been over there for something else.
My dad's birthday.
It could have been, because, yeah, right around...
His day is the day before.
Well, no, I don't think this incident, the 50 Shades of Grey incident, happened necessarily on Valentine's Day. I'm just saying, we're talking about it for our Valentine's Day special.
Okay.
So, but we were all over there for some reason. And we were all in the living room. And I was sitting on the sofa, and your mother, you know how she gets that look, right? When she wants to show you something that she's really proud of. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Like her Elvis glasses.
Oh, yeah.
You know? She comes in and she's got that little woo.
Yeah.
That little wiggle. Yeah, I've got something to show you. Right? So she comes up to me and she says, "Look at what my husband got me." And I can't remember if it was for her anniversary or it was a birthday present. Oh, it was her birthday. That's what it was. "Look at what my husband got me for my birthday."
Oh, man.
And she holds out a paperback copy of 50 Shades of Grey. And I'm telling you, there's certain times in my life when I don't have a good poker face. And your mother watches me, you know, because I'm an outsider, so I'm not, you know, yeah. Before I could stop myself, the look on my face was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What am I going to do? What am I going to say? And she saw, before I could, you know, bring the curtain down, she saw me have a look on my face like, uh-oh.
The jig is up.
Yes. And so she started to question me, and I don't remember exactly, but she said basically, what? It's a bestseller. And I think at that point your dad chimed in and said, yes, it's everybody's talking about it. And I'm thinking to myself, how do you know everyone is talking about it?
Because I saw it on The View.
That's right. Yes, that's right. He watches The View. And of course, you know, them being at home all the time, and they're older, they watch a lot of TV. He watches The View. He also, incidentally, for a long time read O magazine. Just so you know. But you know how they try to be like...
He's a fan of Oprah.
Well, and who isn't? But you know how they try to be... They got the latest and greatest kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. And they try to be very cutting edge. Well, so she shows me the copy of the book, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm thinking to myself, oh no, what do I say? And so all I could think of to say in that moment was, I would be interested to know what you think about that book once you've read it. And that was it. And I'm looking around trying to see if anyone else, and
no, man, we ninja smoked it.
Oh yeah, out. Yeah, well, I don't really know that you or anyone else really realized that she just showed me a copy of 50 Shades of Grey, because everybody left really quickly. And I don't know if that was...
Or maybe we did.
Well, I mean, anyway, I was sitting there in the living room. She shows me the copy of the book. I get immediately uncomfortable. And then it's time for everyone to go. So we all leave. And so fast forward a couple of weeks later, right? Ron and I went over there for something, to help your dad with something. And Ron and your dad were out in the garage. And I had gone into the kitchen to make myself a cup of tea. And so Ron and your dad were out in the garage. And I'm in the kitchen by myself. And your mother comes into the kitchen. And she said to me, "Oh, I am so glad you told me about that book." And I instantly knew what she was talking about. It's not even like I could get away fast enough or anything. Too late. I was caught. And I said, "Oh, well, I didn't tell you anything about it." And she said, "No, that is not love. It is not love. It's not right. That's just not right." And so I told my husband, "This is not love."
Well, it was love on a whole other level.
This is not, I do not want to read this anymore. And I threw the book in the trash. And do you know? He went and he got the book out of the trash and he was reading it. So all I could think in my mind, he knew clearly what was in the book. And so he waits until apparently she's not around and went back and pulled the book out of the trash and was sitting there reading it. And he was in his late 70s by this time. So he's reading the book. And she said, "And I came into the living room and he was there and he was reading the book." And so I said, "Ay, Aldo, oh, that is trash. That is, give me that book. I'm going to throw it away." And she took the book and she says, "I threw it in the trash and then I poured oil on it." So he couldn't read anymore, right. And then threw it away again. And in that moment, I was just like, "Oh, okay, well, where can I go? Can I go someplace else in the house now? I need to get away." And then, of course, I immediately told everybody else. I explained it to Ron in the car on the way home. And he started laughing, and he could not stop laughing. And I'm the one that gets stuck. I'm the one that gets stuck in those uncomfortable situations. And
well, we do appreciate you for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're welcome. I expect extra good Christmas presents from now on.
Yeah.
And that, listeners, is the story of 50 Shades of Grey and how it came to be in the trash with a bunch of oil poured on it.
Which only makes that story a little more racy.
Oh my God.
You know what? I went to the doctor's office when that book was hot and heavy. Well, way back when it was getting popular, right? So I had read the first book already, and that first book is all about all about the sex and all about, his troubles and his, whatever. And then I go to the doctor, a week, 2 weeks later, and there's this lady sitting there all by herself, and she's reading a book, but it's in a brown paper bag like we used to have for school textbooks, right? I'm looking at a magazine and she's like reading it, and it was like intent, you know, like she's studying the book. That's how she was reading it. And I'm looking over and I'm kind of laughing because I thought, surely it can't be this obvious, right? So I look over and she just caught my eye, and at that point I said to her, I said, hey, that wouldn't be 50 Shades of Grey. And she's like, oh my God. And she turns the book over and she's like, can you read it through there? So, like I could see the cover or something with my X-ray eyes.
Clearly she covered it like we used to have to do in elementary school with grocery bag covers.
Yeah, unfortunately we used to cover them so that they didn't get dirty and, you know, we could give them back without a fee. She was covering it so that nobody knew she was reading that book. But
you would know that she's reading something.
Oh, for sure.
Because it has a cover on it, right?
Right. So that was
certainly not the Bible.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, well, which brings me to my next topic. Before we jump into the next topic, while we're still talking about Monday night family dinners, and it's Valentine's Day, and Al's birthday is right before Valentine's Day, I thought you might enjoy this little story from Lita that I'm calling A Tale of Three Cakes. Did you not get a birthday cake?
Yeah, there's no cake.
Huh.
I think you made it.
No.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Did you make it?
the cake?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
Uh-oh. That's code for it's burnt, so I put icing on it.
Yes, I did.
Good.
It's funny. When I went to work, I started to work in the legal department. They find this recipe of a cake in one of the drawers. The lady that was doing the work before me, she had made this recipe, and once in a while she will make them a cake because they just love it. They just love it. And when I got there and they find the recipe, they say, this is the recipe that this lady left. And we love the cake that she made.
Oh.
Will you make
Come on.
this for us? Yeah. And I said, yeah, I'll make it. It's
Wow. That's part of your secretarial duties is baking a cake, huh?
Well, it's either that or go grab them coffee, so one or the other, right?
So anyway, I used to make this cake for them once in a while, like the other lady was doing, and I kept the recipe when I left. So
Well, that was very nice of you to make them the cake.
Yeah, that was so nice. You know that I always say good things about them.
Mm-hmm. Which is very shocking to me because they're lawyers.
And anyway, we had made all this shopping and all that, and then we realized,
Aw, no cake.
oh, what about cake? And we didn't want to go out. Should we go? No, we stay. I said, you know what? For the cake, don't worry about it. I'll make this cake. Actually, I was going to make another cake that has pineapple and all that, but then we decided to go with this one. And I said, this one is so simple to make. And it's been a long, long time that I don't make it. So we make this cake. That's all we did.
What kind of cake?
It's good cake.
Cherry wine or something like that. It has a lot of wine. This has wine.
In the batter.
Yeah.
But you baked it.
And this has wine. White wine.
All right, well, if it has wine in it, maybe I'll try a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
But anyway, I got the things for the cake. I made the cake. And then the following day, we went shopping. And Dad found this other cake.
So you got two.
That was for Valentine's.
Yeah.
With all the ornaments. Mine is simple, plain.
They always said a simple cake for Valentine's Day is best.
Yeah. So anyway, we got two cakes. But I told Papa, hey, we have to do the one that I make. I never make a cake, so might as well use this one. Next week, we celebrate Valentine's and we got the cake.
Will it still be good next week?
Yeah, it's in the refrigerator. Where do you think they keep them in the store?
Yeah, what are you thinking? What's wrong with you?
They keep them in the refrigerator.
What do you do? Put it under the bed? See, I was thinking that for Valentine's Day you should be celebrating with, homemade cake, with showing your love for each other with cake you made with your own 2 hands.
I did that with this one. I made the cake with my 2 own hands. No, with the electric beater. Because now...
Oh, you got an electric mixer?
Yeah, the mixer.
By hand, an electric mixer?
Yeah. You want to tell me if you like it or not?
I'm sure it's good.
Oh, but I have a pudding cake, bread pudding cake with apple.
So you have 3 cakes?
No. I have the recipe. I didn't make it yet. But what happened is, you have to have, I think I have it, but what I'm saying is a big one when it's a lot of people.
Ah, love is in the air. Can't you just feel it all around you? My in-laws are a never-ending source of entertainment, I think you'll agree. But to prove that fact even further, I present Exhibit A, Juliet's tale of There's Something About Mary, starting with an in-depth discussion about Netflix's latest and greatest, Bridgerton. Have you watched Bridgerton?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Beginning to end.
Beginning to end?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
I know a lot of people like it. I know why a lot of people like it. For the same reason that everybody liked 50 Shades of Grey, which was no literary accomplishment. Okay? I mean... that was literary porn. And Bridgerton is... It's taking... people that do like that period movies and the Jane Austens and all that kind of stuff, all those kind of people that are living in that sort of period sort of thing. And I can say that because I know I'm one of them. I enjoy that. But then the appeal for a lot, which is the same appeal as the 50 Shades, right, that drew everybody in, was that forbidden love, forbidden hidden sex.
Forbidden love? How is it forbidden love?
Well, part of period novels and dramas and things like that is the fact that, you don't have to be half naked to find someone attractive, right? And there's that art of seduction without, it's that give and take. It's like, I don't know, have you watched Sanditon? That one was really surprising because I hadn't read the book. Well, obviously it wasn't finished, so I don't have it. And then on top of that, it was on Masterpiece Theater. And there was a bit of that as well. There was some sexual innuendos in that one, a lot stronger and a lot more obvious than a lot of her other books. And Bridgerton, man, just put it right out there.
Yeah, Bridgerton was pretty graphic and pretty...
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't show...
No,
but it showed a lot.
Right, yeah. It showed nudity, it showed them, having sex. And then on top of that, there was that sort of, I don't want to get her pregnant kind of thing. And I was like, that was a surprise to me that they took it that far. They did. I think that's what the appeal was. Yeah, I was expecting something totally different. And I probably would not have continued, except I was sitting there with Erin and she was watching it and she's like, no, Mom, come on. I was just like, and then it got me, then it does, because there's the storyline of the girl and the guy, and now they're taking the whole community and making it look like they're dating when they're really not. And then there's that other part, that secret lady, now I'm forgetting the names. Whistledown. Yeah, Whistledown, and who is it? And I'm like, oh yeah, who is it? And then there's the one sliver of reality in that storyline that is that Queen Charlotte, who's that woman, right? The black woman, right? That was it. I was like, well, because Erin was asking me, oh, is this true for the period or whatever? And Some of the dresses, no, I'm like, no, that's not either. But that is, and that's why Simon is I don't know, is he a lord in the thing?
No, he's a duke.
Or a duke, that's right. So, and it was all made possible because King George married Charlotte. They made a kind of inference to that, but I was like, okay, out of all that, because Aaron's like, is that true? Is that right? I go, no, the only real part of that is that he married someone who, because I don't know that Charlotte was full 100% black or not or whatever, or she was mixed, but she was, right? But I think that's why it's so popular, because I think it's like number 3, or at least last week, it was still reigning as like number 3. And the next one was that Bling Empire, which Aaron was also watching, which is very funny to me what they watch, because then I was watching Hoda, and they have a guy on there who's like, okay, well, so what's trending? Well, Bridgerton is still up there. And I was like, oh, okay, I know, because Aaron was still watching it. And then he goes, the next one, you guys got to watch it. It's Bling Empire. And I was like, holy crap. Now that I'm sitting there watching movie or TV with Aaron, now all of a sudden I'm in the know. What? Bling, bling, what?
But do you not see the irony of how your dad stumbled on to 50 Shades of Grey because he's watching The View?
Oh, I know.
And you
sitting there.
Do you not see the irony?
Maybe I'll give that to Ken for our, Valentine, or next Valentine's Day.
Yeah, sure. But there's another parallel here that I was thinking about when I was thinking about, what are we going to talk about for our Valentine's Day episode? And it's funny because you're talking about sitting next to your daughter on the couch and watching Bridgerton. And don't you have a story about something about Mary?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Share with the class.
Yeah. That was some time. That was when Ken and I had sold our house across town. And while our house was being built right next door to my parents in New Jersey, we had to live with them for a year. And I was pregnant with Caitlin. Gosh, I must have been about 7 or 8 months pregnant. And we watched something about Mary, and it was on, and we were sitting there, VHS, and put it in there and watched it. Well, the Twig and Berries scene took me by such surprise, and I was laughing so hard.
It's not Twig and Berries, it's Franken Beans.
But I think...
How'd you get the beans above the Frank?
Whatever. Whatever. So I was laughing so hard at that point that I couldn't even speak. And I went to go get something to drink, and I just kept thinking about that, and I kept laughing. But like really hard laughing. And my dad had come into the kitchen, and my mom, of course, followed. And they thought that I was in labor. They really did. They were like, oh my God, they're grabbing me by my arm. What's the matter? And I'm laughing so hard, I can't even stop them. I'm just, trying to get the words out, and nothing's coming out. And I'm just laughing. And then, of course, I'm crying. They're like, are you okay? Well, finally, I can take a deep breath. And I was just like, oh no, it's just this movie. And, and at that point, you're laughing so hard. And of course, my dad is this big movie aficionado. And he's like, oh, it's a movie. What movie is it? And you're like...
wait a minute. You weren't watching it with them.
Oh, no. But so it does put you in that kind of... Like, I understand what you're saying about Aaron, but the relationship I have with Aaron and the girls is different than your...
Yeah. But look at it from...
yeah, that
look at it from Aaron's perspective, though. So wait, tell the story.
Well, no, nothing. And then my dad finally gets it out of me that, it's this great movie. It's so funny, and Cameron Diaz is in it, and you got to watch it. It's, but not with me. And I made sure I said that.
No. You said that you were watching it with them.
No, I wasn't watching it with them. No, that I know. Mm-mm.
Oh, that's not how I understood the story to go. No. Methinks someone has been embellishing. Oh, that doesn't sound right.
No, unfortunately, that movie, no, we didn't watch with them. There's so
I would
many
not watch
other
that
movies
movie with your parents either.
No. As a matter of fact, they had one sofa, and it was always in front of the TV. And anytime it was like 8 o'clock and Ken was still there, all 4 of us were in the sofa watching TV. That's why I always say, you know, you watch
My Big Fat Greek
My
Wedding.
Big Fat Greek Wedding, you might as well just put that as My Big Fat Spanish Wedding, because that would be my take. That's exactly it. Here is Spanish family with a Spanish daughter that they sent to Spain to try to get her married off, and I end up marrying Ken. You know?
Who's the whitest Irish guy you could ever possibly meet.
That's right, right. Like one of the girls at school would always say, "Wow, your husband's so white." I was like, "What?" No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean he's like really white.
Well, yeah.
I guess so, I guess. But yeah. Oh, I totally forgot about that movie.
Oh, I understood it that you were watching it with them.
No, but you know what stupid thing I did that I watched with them was Love Actually.
Oh, that's equally
Which
bad.
is totally bad. And you know what's even worse? That we put it on for Christmas Eve. Okay? With the girls. And I am just that I don't know. I like Caitlin watch, you know, like Young Frankenstein when she was little, just because I was like, Young Frankenstein, it's a black and white. I mean, it should be good. It should be fine. And then as it's going on, I'm like, oh my God. Oh wait, oh my gosh. No, wait. And Caitlin's like looking at me like, what is the matter with you? And Ken's like, too late now.
The horse is out of the barn.
I know. I was like, oh.
Well, Love Actually is a Christmas movie, technically.
There you go. That's why I'd put it on. I'd put it on, but I didn't realize that there was that whole porno scene. You know, the two that meet. And a real sweet couple. You know, it just so happens he's, you know, massaging her breasts.
Oh, boy.
In front of my parents.
And your 2 young minor daughters.
Right.
At the same time. Nothing weird or uncomfortable about that at all.
No, nothing at all.
I hope anyone who's listening doesn't call DSS.
I know, right? Or Ken gets up and he kind of walks away.
Oh, yeah.
He does that really well.
I would have been out of there in a skinny minute. Although I could not get away from your mother when she was, you know, talking to me about the book.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I thought the last story that I would tell, I think I need to tell the story of your aunt and the boudoir pictures. And
I do have to say that I wasn't even there.
yes. So this is all me. So a few years ago, let me preface this by saying your family is European. So they are much more comfortable with showing a little bit what
with themselves.
showing a little bit more skin and
Less prudish.
yeah, less prudish. Excellent. Whereas me, I was raised in a family where you never showed your underwear anywhere. You know, you
Or
were
your
like
ankles or your wrists.
no. Well, I mean, we were raised that you kept yourself covered. And so Ron and I went on a cruise with your parents and your aunts. We were on the boat, and this sticks in my craw a little bit because no one warned me ahead of time. All right. Your mother and your other aunt had already been apprised of this situation, and someone could have mentioned to me that it was a possible scenario that could happen, but nobody did. Well, okay, so we're on the boat, we're on the cruise, and you know how you have to go to a deck. Have you ever been on a cruise?
Nope.
Well, so you're on the boat, and you have to, as the boat's getting underway, you have to learn where your exits are and where the lifeboats are and where your life vest is in case something happens to the boat and you have to deboat the boat. So, and I forget what they call it.
It's like the airline stewardess doing the thing. Just
yeah, but there's a specific word for it, and I can't remember. Where you muster. That's it. Where you muster. So we were at our muster point. Thank you. And we were all standing around, and your other aunt, her new husband, hands me a picture. It's a little wallet-sized picture. And in the picture is your aunt wearing a very brief negligee. It is a boudoir photograph of her, and her husband hands it to me and says, "Look what she had done for me for Valentine's Day. Isn't that nice?" Again, there are certain periods when I don't have a good poker face, right? And this was one of them. The look on my face was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And I looked over at her and I go, "Is that you?" But at this point, she was in her 60s or 70s? No, 60s.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess, because she's a little bit younger than my mother, so yeah.
Right. And so,
late
60s or early 70s. And wearing, I mean, it was like...
nothing negligee.
Right.
Apparently, because I've never actually seen the picture. No one has kept it for me.
Well, what you can do is you can contact Long Island University and you can ask around for it, because apparently she gave some copies to her grandson. and he took it to school.
Oh, man. Dang.
I'm not joking.
This is my grandma.
The look on my face must have been, not pleasant. And my reaction was, "Oh my God." Because she started saying, "It's just flesh." And all I could think of was, "Yeah, but there's a lot of it." And I don't mean to say, beauty is, there's a broad spectrum of beauty. Women who are older, especially now that I'm getting older, women who are older, they're beautiful too. Beauty has no age or no parameters or whatever, but there's just something about not being warned. And we're socially conditioned away from that to a certain extent. I wish everyone could see the look on your face.
But keep it to yourself. I mean, it's okay.
And
if you're in a negligee, it's not like you're in a business suit. Why are you passing that around?
And let me say, she's a very nice woman. They're both very nice people. They're very nice. And I get it. You're, newly married and you're all about each other. That's great. But that was, and here we are in this whole, at the mustard drill with this whole group of strangers around us. And I had to start backpedaling. I'm like, well, is that a nice idea? Oh, well, that's very nice. Is this for me to keep?
I mean, she did give it to her grandson to take around school. I'm pretty sure she gave it to my mother.
Oh, and she gave one to your mother and one to your other aunt. And I know that because when we left the mustard drill,
they all laughed and pointed.
They were all like, and they were trying to ninja smoke me in the mustard drill, trying to get away from me because I was clearly uncomfortable. And when I realized immediately what was going on, I started giving the stink eye out because I'm like, hey, get back over here.
Where was my brother?
Standing right next to me. But trying to get away.
I can imagine my brother
trying to get away. So we leave the mustard drill and we go back to our cabins. And our cabins were all close together. And I go into your mother's cabin, and there the trash can is a copy of the picture. And I look at your mother.
Did it have oil all over it?
So I say to your mother, I say, "Hey, what's the deal? Were you not going to warn me that this was coming?" And she, no, 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 I'm not going to talk about that. No. So then I go and talk to your other aunt. And I said, "Hey, weren't you going to warn me about that? And she's like, ah! Nope, that's on you. So I totally got stuck holding the bag there, you know. But yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah,
it really
happy
was.
Valentine's Day.
Yes, and on that note, happy Valentine's Day. How many of you were wondering whether or not one of us was going to make a joke about Al taking the picture out of the trash can? Oh, so funny. Actually, someone did make that joke, but we're going to just leave that right there. I hope you enjoyed listening and sharing a laugh or two with us. Stay tuned for more Everyday Macaroni adventures on future podcast episodes. And if you want to see some pictures of us, you can follow me on Instagram by searching @JoyAlfredBrand, #Everyday Macaroni, #TheDollarLllama, or on my Facebook page, New Cash View. Again, thanks for listening, and join us for the next episode of
Every day is macaroni.